how do you guys know each other? Like,
we all were each other's. So she was my very, very first friend in Nashville 11 years ago.
At
and
Belmont.
we met her within 3 months of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have been literally best friends ever
Buddies.
since, honestly.
Welcome back to the And Also podcast with your hosts, Sheyda Fasari, Madeline Guiney, and me, Summery Dean. So grab a drink and get cozy. You have now entered the group chat.
Okay, guys. Hi, and welcome back to the And Also podcast. We are actually blessed today to have a guest.
Yay!
Her name is Beth. She is a badass co-owner of a med spa here in Nashville, Complexion. She is a mom. She is a wife. She is a nurse practitioner. And we are going to grill her today about all of the fun things, beauty, life, and otherwise. So, guys, welcome, Beth.
Let's go,
Welcome,
Beth.
Beth. That's a great intro.
I actually can't believe I did it on the
that was
first
great.
try.
Yeah,
Thank you
that
so
was
much.
great.
so good.
That was
guys,
great.
Guys, thank you so much.
That was
Beth,
great.
we were actually talking earlier. Is your full name Beth or is it Elizabeth?
It's Elizabeth.
It was like her diehard question. She's like, I have to ask her.
Yeah.
I'm like, Madeline, what?
Yeah.
But like Elizabeth feels like
A completely different person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
so
Beth
funny.
for you. You are Beth.
Elizabeth is very proper.
It is
You
very
know?
proper. I like Beth better. Okay, so how long have you owned Complexion? Like how long?
Yes. Okay. So we started Complexion in March of 2019. It's like
Wow.
right before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you are 29 years old and you like put your own savings into a company and you're like, what could go wrong? And then a worldwide pandemic hits.
Mhm.
But the blessing was like everyone knows, like COVID really helps so many businesses in the most random ways. And so we came out on the other side. And once you get past a pandemic, you're like
Yeah, nothing. else
Literally
is gonna
nothing
faze
can
you.
stop us.
we're fine. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
great.
How long had you been a nurse practitioner before you decided to open your own med
So
spa?
I was in dermatology. Wait, so then I must have been 31 when we did that. I was 31 years old. I was in medical derm for 9 years before I started. No, because I started as a nurse in dermatology at 21 after I graduated Belmont. And then I went back to school at Vanderbilt, became a nurse practitioner, and then worked in medical derm, continued as a nurse practitioner, but total 9 years in derm
Wow.
before. And then my business partner, Natalie, she and I both met at Belmont, and she went straight into aesthetics and plastic surgery. And so we both were doing, like at this point, like in 2010 when I started, dermatology, aesthetics was like not a thing. So
Yeah.
we were like the random people that went into dermatology. And then
Mm.
aesthetics just kept booming.
Mhm.
And so her and I kind of kept having these conversations back and forth. And I was like, between medical derm and all the training I'm getting and the injections I'm doing and the lasers I'm doing and then her experience, we were like, this is the perfect match.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is something. So are you local to this area? Like what's your story?
So I was born in Japan. Fun fact.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad was in the Air Force. He went to the academy and then flew fighter jets. So I was born in Japan, moved to New York, but mainly most of my childhood grew up in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I went to UT Knoxville for 2 years,
Mhm.
and then I went to Belmont and finished nursing program there. And then
Because we're all fellow Belmont Bruin.
I know.
let's
know.
go.
And like, I'm so proud to have gone to school there because that school keeps growing and getting so much more recognition. But like,
Mhm.
Belmont was so random when I went.
Yeah.
They have a really good nursing program,
Yeah.
Really
though,
good
right?
nursing
Like
program.
I remember I would walk through their building to get to the business ones, and they had like full on like big old fake dummies, and it looked like
Mhm.
hospital rooms. And
Yeah.
I was walking
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
It's-
looked great.
It's a very good program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're also a mom.
I'm also a mom.
We're about to get a number 2, right?
We are 4 weeks away. Yes.
Oh my
we're so
gosh.
close. I know.
You're actually so tiny to be 4 weeks away.
Yeah, that's
So all
actually
you-
insane.
all-
Wait.
we were
I
36
thought you-
weeks there. We were
That's
there-
crazy.
we
You're
were
so
there-
small.
Y'all, that's all you can tell a pregnant girl. Just know, like when you're pregnant, all you can say to a pregnant person is like, "You are so tiny. I can't. You're like invisible when you turn to the side.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy."
can barely
just
see you from over
see-through.
here.
So will you take time off, I'm assuming, or how does this work with your business?
Whew. So this is like my third child, is what I always say. Like Complexion was like my first baby,
Okay.
my second baby. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's
Yeah,
so hard to
of
juggle
course.
when you own it. And I love what I do.
Mhm.
And so it's really hard to step away. So I'm going to try my best to take 12 weeks this
Mhm.
time. I took 7 last time. So we will see.
Yeah.
How old is your first baby?
She will be 2, October 6th, and this baby's due October 9th.
Perfect
Wow.
timing.
I feel like the 2-year gap.
My mom says
Perfect.
2 years is the best because they're like slightly independent and you can trust that they're not going to like go crazy while you're trying to figure out the new baby.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
That is awesome, though. You're a mom, wife, owner, and a nurse practitioner.
What can't you do?
Girl, I mean, listen, people do way more. People are doing way more.
God, well, like what? What else is there to do? What else could you possibly?
Let me
put
tell you,
on
I'm
the
not in my
plate?
travel era. Like we're not doing that.
Well, I feel like you have to wait for babies to get a hair older, unless you're like one of those crazy like travel people where you're just like that's what we do, like as a family.
Yeah.
Oh my
Our
gosh.
child's 2 and they've been on 16 flights.
It's
international.
I know.
That's crazy.
It is wild.
Yeah.
So, do you think that aesthetics is like your passion?
Yeah. I mean, my husband always says he's like so kind about it. He's like, you're doing exactly what you're meant to do. Like,
Mhm.
I love what I do. And I think anyone that starts anything on their own, you kind of have to, in some way or another, it has to be something that you are super passionate about and something that you love, because it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's super hard. And there's so much out there. Like there's so many med spas opening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there is just like a lot of competition, if you will. I
Mhm.
think that Natalie and I have done a really good job at like growing organically and slowly. And we both are pretty like involved in Nashville and we have a really good clientele here. But sometimes it does get frustrating to like stay above the noise and like,
Mhm. Yeah.
keep everything like the way we want to keep it. But I love it.
Was there something missing in other med spas that made you want to open your own, or like what was the
Great question.
catalyst for you?
So I've never been a client in a med spa before. So
Really?
when we started, med spas didn't really exist. My friends were either coming to me to get their Botox or Dysport or just get skincare advice, or you went to a plastic surgeon. So you're like, I either go to my dermatologist or I go to a plastic surgery office. And for 20 and 30-year-olds who are just trying to like dip their toe in the water, going into a plastic surgery office seems like a bit like overkill.
Yeah.
You're sitting next to someone getting a full-on facelift and you're like, I'm just trying to get
not to have wrinkles in my face.
Plastic surgeons are not great at Botox.
I mean, listen, some of them I'm sure are wonderful injectors, but it does seem like they're probably doing surgery, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's not your
injecting is such a
specialty.
specific. It's such a specific art.
You
There
kind
is
of
an
hope
art
that the plastic surgeon focuses on the
his
plastic
art
surgery.
is the knife.
Yeah, exactly.
And
His art is the
his art is the knife, and your art is the needle.
Yeah.
No, I get
poetic.
it. So no, truthfully, it was more of like, I was seeing 30 patients a day in medical derm and like loved what I did, but I felt like I could tell what was really giving me energy, and it was all the laser and aesthetic consult. It was getting to do that component, and I wanted to do more of it. And the doctor who's still our supervising physician, Dr. Nelson, loves doing like super challenging, like he's on Vanderbilt's like affiliate faculty. He had no desire to do aesthetics. So he was always like pushing more and more onto me, and I loved it. And he was super supportive and was like ready to back me up to go out on my own.
Yeah.
But it was more that it was just like a missing piece. I was like, there's no in between here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like plastic surgery or derm.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I wanted to focus in on one. And so I was like, what if we create this really great, warm, amazing experience so it doesn't feel so surgical?
Yeah.
But then it also doesn't feel like you're going to your medical dermatology office where you take insurance,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because half the time I was like, I'm taking your insurance copay for this, and this you're going to pay cash for a whole bunch of product and Dysport. This is silly, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
So no, I really felt like I was just filling a gap when I started.
That's so interesting because growing up in California, med spas were always a thing.
Really?
Yeah, like for you to say like it wasn't, but I think
Nashville.
the West Coast is so much more
Ahead. And
as far as like the physical, like that
Totally.
whole
Mhm.
thing.
100%. We always talk about this. So I got my lips done. I got my lips injected right as soon as I could. Like as soon as it was becoming
She took
popular.
a loan out. She took a loan out.
Yeah, they're out now. So no, but it was like Kylie Jenner had her lips done, and it was like she was saying, "Oh,
huge deal.
I just line my lips by my lip kits," and everybody was like, "Okay, well," but I was like, no, I was like not researching. I was going through Instagram accounts and being like, this girl had one line as her lip, and now she's got big. What is she doing? What is she doing?
Right, we're
and
not
I remember
lining.
it was right about like 2019 is probably when I got my lips done for the first time. So, and then I remember feeling like a little bit of a pioneer in that. I felt like it was a little bold, like risky move to go get my lips done. And then like a couple years later, what do you
Did you ever get them dissolved?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
why are you
not
looking
your-
at me like
But not
that?
your cheeks. Well, I'm just staring.
What are you looking at?
So
when
we're
you're
polar
judging? You've
Beth,
made this comment before. What do my cheeks
I'm
look
not,
like?
No, we're polar
your cheeks look
opposites. We're
great.
polar opposites, right? You know how insane I am about just researching everything.
You
and-
are so knowledgeable. It's
Thank
great.
you so much. She is, if there was a sign out front and it was like, get free injections here, she'd walk right in and go, what are we doing today? And she would just lay down. She would just lay down and let
I do
them.
love a good deal. So, no, but you've made that comment a couple times. What's wrong with my cheeks?
There's nothing wrong with your cheeks. I'm just wondering because you haven't had your cheeks dissolved,
Okay,
right?
but yes, that's correct. But what does that mean?
Beth, what does that mean?
Yeah, okay. Actually, let's should talk about
put
it.
it on Beth.
No. Okay, so
Don't put her in that position.
we do know that I feel like very recently there's been this big conversation about filler. I think when it was first presented, it was like your body will metabolize it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing that that's not necessarily the case, and it does kind of spread or move or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So someone comes into you and you can clearly see or maybe they have had really bad post filler. Like, what are you doing for that? What are you assessing?
So it depends on the person. Okay. So I think too, there's been a huge wave. Like when aesthetics was really first taking off, people really loved that overdone look. Like people had the concept where they're like, if I'm going to get my lips filled, I want it to look like I got them filled.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think, if you can't, that's never been my aesthetic. Mm-hmm. And so there is this tricky line of a lot of people that look that way want to look that way.
Yeah.
And so it depends on the demeanor of the person when they walk in the room. Usually, because you're going to look at your injector and our website and our Instagram page, you're going to go to an injector that you like their look. So for the most part, when someone comes in the room and says hey, I just don't like the way I look. I've been getting treated by whoever, wherever, and I'm just not happy and I don't know why, but I don't know what to do. Sometimes it just depends on how they tailor it, but you are talking to someone about their face.
Yeah.
So this is a human being.
Yeah.
But typically we just kind of focus on we'll look at the photos. Let's take different angles of photos. Let's look at them together because you guys are always seeing yourself front on in a mirror. Mm-hmm. And then we'll talk about profile balancing and aesthetically, what a universally aesthetic face is and how you want your cheekbones to be the widest, not your jawline, and how you want your lips to match your nose, your chin. Some people have really small faces and smaller features. They can't carry a huge lip. Mm-hmm. And then other people, I have big features. I have big eyes. I have big teeth. If I wanted to carry a bigger lip, I probably could. Mm-hmm. So I think, do you know what I mean? Talking to them more in a way of let's talk about harmony and profile balancing.
It's individualized. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we kind of get into the nitpicky of so your cheek, then that's when we'd say so what if we had done in our cheeks? Okay, let's maybe go in and dissolve if that's possible, if it's a filler. Mm-hmm. Or talk about longevity. It just depends on the person. You know
so is mine migrating or?
No, I
don't think it's migrating. I'm just staring at your face.
You've just said it so many times, Sheyda.
Well, I'm just concerned about you.
Be concerned if I look busted. If I'm good, don't bring it up.
I'm the worry ward of the friend group.
Good, don't bring it up.
She said it multiple times now. If I look bad, tell me. But if not, leave it alone.
Beth can probably touch you and see if she can feel it, right?
No, what I was going to say, I was I would have to look at a picture of you. I always say this.
I already had high cheekbones.
She already did. That's why she doesn't.
And some people have really round face.
I have a round face.
Yes. And so I was saying, I have not done anything to my cheeks. My cheeks I have really high cheekbones.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, really? They're so beautiful.
Thank you. I have really high cheekbones. I've had some sculpture, but it's been over 3 years.
Are you Scandinavian?
No.
What'd you say? Are you Scandinavian?
No, girl. I think I'm just super German or something.
Okay.
But I just mean, you have to look at someone's features because some people really do have crazy big cheekbones and they've never had anything injected. And as they age into their 40s and 50s, you're you still have an incredible cheekbone. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm sure as a little girl, you were full face.
She had a cute, very round face.
This is the roundest head in the entire world.
It's the best. But it's so good.
I own it. It's my thing. I don't want to look any different than that.
No. Yeah. So I'm so your bone structure, your cheeks.
I wasn't saying anything bad about you. I can feel the energy coming over. I'm not.
All right, everyone reset. Everyone looks great. Everyone looks happy. We're all having a good time. Beth is here.
Summer knows I think she's stunning. I literally was just complimenting her on how stunning she looked before Beth walked into the room.
Thank you, Sheyda.
I said that I didn't like her because of how much I liked her face in the.
Yeah. She likes your face.
Exactly.
Thanks, Sheyda. Okay, we'll move on.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll talk offline though.
We'll confront this offline. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of things we're nervous about, what is one trend in aesthetics that drives you insane? What's one thing you just hate?
That would be my first one, but so we'll elaborate on it. But that would be my first. Is that
too much filler?
Just that I just feel
or the pillow face. Is that the thing
there's something really pretty about people there's I want your. When you look at your friend, like you just said, when you look at your friends and you notice the most pretty aspect about their face, it's just so sad to see someone get that ruined because it just looks filled and you just know they had something done. And I feel that takes away the prettiness of it. It's kind of when you look at fake eyelashes and you're they're just these giant brooms.
You can just tell.
Yeah, it's just not pretty anymore.
Yeah.
I'm that's not pretty. So that would be my first thing is just looking at someone that just got way overfilled. And I think too, I'm sometimes you can't even blame the injector. Sometimes maybe that's what someone wants to look like, but makes me sad. And then, I would say, other than that, a big pet peeve, I think would just be everyone's an expert. And so I feel like you can.
Yeah.
And I'm no. I mean, I just like I'm like trying to be tasteful.
She's talking about Sheyda.
We need you to tell us straight.
No. I mean, patients come in all the time. They're like, I saw this on TikTok. I saw this on Instagram. That's not what I mean. I mean like an injector. I mean someone providing care. And this is not a specific example. I'm just pulling something out of the air. But like someone's been working in the ICU or like the ER as a nurse for 4 years and they decide to open a practice. And there's no regulation in our industry. I mean, some states are more regulated than others, but I just get frustrated when someone opens up a practice, portrays themselves, because not everyone knows how to look at credentials and really read like how experienced are they. And it's crazy to think that someone can go take one filler course for a couple hours and then just go start injecting people's faces. And that's infuriating.
That actually is insane.
I actually wanted to ask you if you saw this. So there was a girl on TikTok. She was talking about this like horrible experience she had with a med spa out in Los Angeles, I think it was.
I saw the story.
And basically she'd been seeing her for a while and she like really like trusted her esthetician. And she goes in for like a regular treatment and she's like, all right, we're going to do like our similar stuff. And this esthetician puts this like liquid on this girl's face. She's like 29. And the girl immediately starts stinging, like really, really bad stinging. So like to a point where she was like, this hurts so bad, please take this off. So they ended up cleaning off of her face. And her skin had turned ghostly white, exactly where she had put all of the product. Like 3rd degree burns, like terrible. And the esthetician basically was like, oh, we'll fix this. Don't worry. We're going to put you on this treatment of microneedling and blah, blah, blah. And basically this girl went back to her for like 2 to 3 years. Her skin literally still has these incredible scars from whatever this woman put on. I mean, she's like, it smelled like intensely toxic, whatever she had put on. It was almost like she had put on something that she didn't mean to put on or whatever. And come to find out, this woman didn't even have the credentials to be like using that kind of material, whatever she had. And I think you bring up a really good point, which is like, I guess different states have different regulations. So tell us a little bit about that. Like what is Tennessee like? Like what do you...
I mean, I don't know like all the details down, but what I can say is like there's no, like you can have, like I have a dermatologist, right? Like a board certified dermatologist who taught me everything I know in derm and he's our supervising physician. But what would make sense is to have a plastic surgeon, a dermatologist, someone, because I'm a nurse practitioner. So as a nurse practitioner or a physician assistant in the state of Tennessee, you have to have a supervising physician. He doesn't have to be in the office, but he signs off on a certain percentage of your charts. He's like your go-to person if I have an adverse event. In other states, Alabama, Mississippi, I think those are like the 2 of the most restrictive. But like even one of our providers left and just moved to New York, and she is a physician assistant and she has different regulations. But like more so about just aesthetics in general, there is no regulation of like you can't come from a different field. Like in an ICU, they're not just going to have you, like you're not just going to go open up in a spot, have no experience and just go on the floor and start taking care of people. And so it's just crazy that you can come from an entirely different field, open a practice, have like a urgent care doc sign off on some charts and get, do you know what I mean? Like you can just have absolutely no direction whatsoever.
It's such a different field or different like practice that you're doing. Like aesthetics is so different than ICU.
So different. But it's someone's face. And to your point, like giving that example, I'm like, sure, you can toss it up to like, oh, it's just aesthetics. You're just doing some fun little things here and there. But like you can really mess people up and really scar them. And these poor people don't know because you're giving this persona like, oh, I'm this master injector with all this experience because they'll claim like X amount of years. But you're like, well, how many of that were you in school or were you just in the ICU or the ER or whatever? Anyway, that's what I meant. It's just not well regulated. And that's why you can see med spas open up everywhere and they're not all the same. And so I think like owning a med spa, that's what I meant. Like sometimes I get frustrated because we are so legit and like we only have nurse practitioners and physician assistants injecting. They have like a 3 to 6 month course they do with us, even if they have previous experience, just so that we know how they talk to a patient, how they do a consult, how they inject. There's not a single girl injecting in our practice that hasn't been injecting for 6 years. So like we're really trained. And I think that falls on deaf ears when it's like mixed in with everything else.
I feel like we've talked about this in episodes before, but there are a lot of kind of scary
injectors out there that will just kind of overfill without talking about a lot of consequences of what happens with that, like the migration or just like the reactions that your own body can have. I've seen so many people have like such awful reactions. They can't obviously predict them, but to the filler and not really having any kind of aftercare treatment for situations like that is very scary. But
just kind of prep, because in a lot of situations, like with that, if you have a lot of swelling, like there's not a lot that can be done for just being cognizant of the situation and someone not being like, hey, your face can blow up. Like, you might want to take the rest of the day off.
Here's how you contact me. Here's how you get in touch with the practice. You can't get in contact with me. Like, here's the immediate things you need to know. There's so much that doesn't.
Here's what's normal. Here's where you should immediately come back. You know what I mean? Like,
or just like injectors that are like, oh, you want to have 3 syringes in your lip and you have like no actual lip at the moment. Let's definitely do that. Like that I have seen from start to finish on TikTok. And it's scary. I'm like, how is that like allowed to happen? Again, you're like, sometimes it's just the client that's what they want. But I feel like someone would hopefully try and talk me off a ledge if that's something I was trying to do.
It's like going to the doctor and telling him you want to be on like a bajillion milligrams of Adderall. And he's like, no, your heart's going to be out of your chest. Like, you
got to build up to that.
Let's start with half a syringe. What's your favorite thing to do? Like filler, like what is it?
Yeah, I would say my favorite. I mean, honestly, I love Sculptra so much. I love Sculptra. I love, right now, I'm really, really like using the PDGF, the platelet-derived growth factor. I think just I
should put that into my under eyes.
Yeah.
What does that do? Sorry, I don't know what a lot of this does.
That's fine.
Explain.
So like you guys have heard of PRF?
Yes.
Okay. So there's like PRF, there's PRF Easy Gel. There's different variations we can do. The whole idea behind it is you're using your own growth factors, your own stem cells to stimulate your own collagen and elastin production. And then similar to, a little different, Sculptra is a biostimulator. So it's a product that we inject, and then same thing. You have delayed gratification over the course of about 3 months. You stimulate your own growth factors, your own stem cells, and you build your own volume. And it also increases the quality of your skin so well.
So where are you doing that?
Sculptra is typically used for temple hollowing, submalar or like preauricular, like back here. Think about like Maleficent, the Disney character, and think about how she like hollows out. So she has like sunken in temples, really high cheekbones, sunken in cheeks. Maybe her jawline's dropping, so you want to tack it back, give a more defined jaw. Like think about Anne Hathaway or anyone that has this incredible jawline. Obviously, I have no idea what Anne Hathaway does, but
she is looking great these days.
She's looking great, and I would imagine in addition to a neck lift, she probably has some Sculptra in her jaw, if I had to guess. But just if you look at someone with a really defined, great jawline, they either just have incredible genetics or, you know what I mean? We put a little Sculptra in there. But that's typically like, think about like revolumization in the lateral face is where we typically do Sculptra. And it just looks really pretty. It's subtle. It looks natural. I don't have to worry about migration. I don't have to worry about someone getting lymphatic drainage blocking it so they don't get puffy. I don't have to worry about them looking like you said, like a pillow face. I feel like so many people travel and fly, and like we all know how your face, like you swell with stuff, and it's just so nice to not have to think about. Like I remember going skiing the first time after I had filler, and I was so swollen, and I was like, oh, I didn't even, because the altitude and everything was so different. So there's just things with filler that no one wants to be puffy. So yeah, I love Sculptra, and I just love using filler still. I love using Dysport and Botox still, but I like doing things like multiple things in the toolkit to like keep us looking normal. You know?
PRF or PRP is she asked before you came in if there was something that men do, if there's like penile enhancement stuff that men can do. And
not that anyone I know
we are not doing Complexion. We do not need that kind.
The place that I came from when I worked in the med spa, they did PRP inject. They did PRP in the. Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes.
She goes, oh.
They did it.
It's great. It's so great.
Do you see a lot of male clients?
No, I mean, I would still say like we're majority women, but we definitely do see men. And
what do men do?
I mean, it depends. Some men have rosacea, you know, like the red broken capillaries or just like sun damage. So we'll do more like lasers for them.
Oh, I want to come see you for that.
It's fun.
Okay.
And that's always fun too, because guys are the best clients.
Well, because they'll just let you're like, this is what you need to do.
They're just like, hey, I don't know. But
they're smart enough to come to you.
Like they're like, I don't know.
And thank God they come to you. I bitch about this all the time where I'm like, there's no longer an excuse. Like us women have been tortured since we were children about like looking pretty and not having acne and not being fat and this and that and the other and not being hairy. And like, you can't just age anymore.
Mhm.
Like, and
No, I
men
think
shouldn't
men
get away
feel,
with
I
that
think men
either.
feel pressure. I think men feel
Good.
pressure.
They should. Welcome.
I think men feel
Welcome
pressure.
to the party, fellas.
And I've definitely noticed like music industry, there's certain industries I feel like men feel, like I think industries where like you want to appear young and like
Yes.
youthful.
Mhm.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on men.
I feel like I've seen within the past like couple of years a lot more men that I feel like have their lips done, and it's
Mhm.
really odd to me.
Yeah, I feel like that's really hard to pass naturally as a man.
Yeah.
It's the strangest thing where I'm like, why am I trying to look up before and after pictures on this guy actor to figure out if he has his lips done?
Mhm.
But it's interesting that like I would never have thought that would be a thing 10 years ago, that some guys are getting their lips done.
Yeah.
But to each their own, I guess.
I'm surprised by that. I was like, I do feel like men as they age, they definitely start to get Botox or Dysport. And two, because all women are. So
Mhm.
they're looking at women like so you were asking where they come, like typically their girlfriend or their wife, or maybe it's their sister, like someone, like someone else's husband. Like if they're single, it's like someone else's wife
Yeah.
that they trust.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Taking care of them.
Yeah. That's like, hey, you go see my girl.
Mhm.
But they just are great. Like they're just like, I don't know, but
Yeah.
this bothers me. So if there's something I can do for that,
Yeah.
and then you can only put them on a couple products because they get really overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But whatever product you put them on, they're
The,
like,
the like 2-step
Yeah.
skincare.
Yeah.
My
The
dad,
2-in-1.
my
Honestly, I
dad,
need to be on that one
Yeah, me
too.
too.
If I'm being so honest.
my dad is on his little 3-step skincare, and he's so intense about it. And it's so funny because he's completely bald, so he just puts it all the
dog.
way.
My
It's
dad
all
does
the way
that
to the
too.
back.
Yeah.
God bless
And-
him. You know, he's like, where do I end? I mean,
Yeah.
where do we
Where
stop?
do I end?
And my dad also, he's now been forced to get his 11s done because he's so serious. He's always doing this, that it like he has like, it's not only set lines, but it's red. It's like red in
Like,
between.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And so mom forced him, and now he like goes to his appointments by himself. But like they're all set up by my mom. She's like, you have your 11s today.
Yeah.
He's like,
And he'll never go anywhere. Like he will be the most loyal. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you put him on
he's
a
never
product,
going anywhere.
he's going to
before-
stay on
yeah.
that product.
Mhm.
And he gets like disturbed. He's like, I'm out of my quench is like one of the it's like the name. He's like, I'm out of my quench. Like, what do I do now?
No.
Because unlike women, like we get targeted for all this stuff. So you're
Yes.
constantly asking about different lines.
Yeah.
Men are just like, I got a cream.
Yeah.
I've already got one. So
Yeah.
my
He's
girl
like,
puts me on
yeah.
it.
I have the cream.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I have the cream. Like he doesn't know. He has no idea what he's putting on his
No,
skin.
but
He
someone
just
told me to
knows
use
that
it.
he's got 1, 2, and 3. He washes his face now, and he has the 2 and 3, and that's it. And that's all he's
Yeah,
gonna
I
ever
love
do
it.
for the rest of his life.
Wow.
That and his
Yeah.
11s. Good for him. You know what? I'm
That's
so proud of him.
God, I love that. Okay, so you're talking about the Sculptra, which is where you said your body kind of produces, is it collagen?
Sorry, that was confusing. So there's two things. So like for PRF Easy Gel, the one that you do a blood draw from
Yeah.
someone, you extract their growth factors, platelets, the
Yeah.
PRF. And then for Easy Gel, you also extract another component called albumin, which is a protein that turns into a filler consistency. So that's
Okay.
where you get like volume replacement.
Okay.
So that is one where you're using your own body's growth factors and stem cells to
Okay.
produce something. And then there's a different category like Sculptra. Another one's called Radiesse.
Okay.
And their Sculptra, like the name is PLLA or polylactic. I mean, it's actual like a product that you inject, and it causes the stimulation of collagen and elastin production.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I feel like with skin stuff, especially losing collagen, we also see some kind of ingestible things that are supposed to help with collagen, right? Like you can take collagen, you can take XYZ. In your experience, when you have clients come in, is doing this type of stuff, the Sculptra or the RPF or PF?
PRF, you're doing great.
Does
It's a lot of acronyms.
do you think that your clients see the most results when they're doing that kind of stuff versus, I guess, the ingestible stuff? I don't know if you can speak on
No,
that.
that's such a good question too. I own an aesthetic practice,
Yeah.
right? Like clearly I believe in them and they do, and I love them.
Yeah.
But like you can't out-treat bad health or like bad
Mhm.
inflammation. You know what I mean? Like I always, like your skin is the largest organ in your body.
Yeah.
So many times when women come in and they're having like cystic acne or whatever's going on, I'm like, there's something going on with gut health. I mean, we know now there's so much tied to gut and oral health to your skin. And if your hormones are out of whack, if your cortisol is like you can't out-treat inflammation.
Yeah.
So no, I totally think like 30-70. You know what I mean? Like 30, like you have to do the aesthetic services. Sure, there's so much we can do.
Yeah.
But I think there's so much to like your lifestyle,
Yeah.
like just being active, taking care of your skin, taking care of yourself, eating correctly, like diet is huge. So no. And I mean, too, like the type of clients that you attract that are going to be paying. I mean, the stuff we do is expensive.
Yeah.
So most of the time people that are walking in the door and willing to like spend this amount of money and time on their skin,
Yeah.
they're typically taking really good care of themselves.
Right.
Like I feel like they're typically hand in hand.
It's like the cherry on the top, or
Yeah.
It's
I think I'm
in
going to do a
addition
laser
to-
with her that's going to tighten my skin on my tummy.
Oh yeah, that's the M-tone. That's radio frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about that because I would love that as well.
It is. It's no
I want everything.
downtime. It's there's so much out there too. Like, and you don't need everything. I feel like that's the other thing is you need someone to tell you like, okay, yeah, there's 10 devices. You don't
maybe
need
we
all
can
of them.
track
Yeah.
it with and also we'll do a before and after.
Yeah, I love that idea.
That's okay. That's such a good point, though. Like, I want to come in and see you and do everything. Like, that's my problem. Like, I want to come in and be like, make me the hottest, sexiest, tightest version of myself.
and we'll do
Please.
that, but it won't require everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, it's like skincare. It's just like skincare. It's when
Yeah.
people come in and they're like, I'm using these products. And sometimes they're using, like I feel like there's no in between. They're either using one or two because they're just like, I'm overwhelmed and
Yeah.
I don't know. Or they're using like the kitchen sink. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, we're using 3 different forms of retinol. Let's use one. Or like, they're using
Yeah.
so much. So you don't need it all.
Yeah.
You just got to pick and choose what's best. And we can do that.
Yeah.
Because it is really overwhelming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm overwhelmed.
I work in the industry and I'm like, wow, there's so much out there.
Yeah.
How do people pick and choose?
Yeah.
I also feel like I'm very easily convinced of
Mhm.
things. So I watch like one girl's nighttime routine. I'm like, well, she said this is good, so maybe I should try it
This
too.
is the part. See, the customer behavior to me is fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm like such a consumer. So when
Yeah.
I see people like everything's an ad, obviously. But if I see something that I'm like, oh, that looks like it would probably feel really good on my face, I'm gonna try that. And I will. But I'll try for like 3 days and be like, well, not for me.
Have you seen the Dr. Malaxin rice exfoliant?
Have not.
Okay,
Summer is there.
This is a big TikTok thing. It's this exfoliant. It's a rice exfoliant. I don't know what that
Okay.
even means.
Okay.
And you put it on your face and it literally flakes off in chunks, like not your skin, but like it balls up into something.
Okay.
And allegedly it clears your pores. And I've tried it a couple times.
How do you feel about it? Did you feel like your pores were
Summer
clear?
has told me about this product easily 15 times in the last 3 times I've seen her.
I like it. My skin feels really soft after. Okay, here's the thing. I think the catch is like a lot of people are like, oh, it's just the product itself that's balling up and that's what you're seeing. But I've done it twice back to back. And the second time there was less. So in my mind, I'm like,
Well, what do you think's balling up? Stuff that's coming out of your
Yeah,
skin?
like, what is balling up, Summer?
Summer, it sounds like a faulty
rice.
product.
the
Yeah, it's
rice.
the rice.
The
It is
rice
the
is
rice.
falling up.
She's making rice
And
in her-
also-
out of her face.
The little people
Like,
that
is
live
it?
in my
I'm
pores.
getting like St. Ives scrub vibes. Like, is it like beady?
The
Like,
apricot
It's
scrub.
not beady.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
It's not beady. I feel like it's
Say
like
nice.
a white creamy that just I'll show it to you. I'll send you a pic.
I can't. This
send you
is truthfully. This is how, because I don't like scroll the internet for skincare. Do you know what I mean?
Good for you.
It's not really happening, but
Yeah.
people send me stuff all the time,
Yeah.
like treatments, skincare, random stuff.
You have your own skincare line.
We do have our own
do?
skincare.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Tell us
I'm
about
on.
that.
I just used the C2 pads, by the way, last
Okay.
night, and I really loved it.
Sparingly.
Sparingly.
Oh, okay. Tell us about your line. So how do you go from starting your own medical practice to now having like a line yourself? Like, what is that like?
Well, so truthfully, I was like, not that I was against it, but like, I'm just not a salesy person. It's not really like it's not really in my DNA.
Are you on TikTok shop?
No, girl, not.
Please, we'll start promoting
We'll get
your
you on
products.
TikTok
Yeah.
shop.
So
We'll get you on
about my TikTok shop. No, and so I didn't set out to start skincare, but so I've now been doing this for 15 years, right? So in 2010, it's 2025. So for
Wow.
15 years, I've been in some form of like patient care, like in rooms with women, like one-on-one, hearing them say like, this is what's bothering me. Here's what I'm using. Here's what's working. Here's what's not. And so I started like reaching for something that didn't exist. And so that's how that's how Natalie and I organically came up with like, how do we fill a hole? Like the whole reason why we started Complexion. I was like, this is kind of like a gap.
Yeah.
So we have 2 products that are like our signature hero products, our AM and PM serum. And we had in mind, yes, men who need like simple, but also I found women do too. Like a lot of women are like, listen, I love to have like my extra mask or my eye cream. We love a rice exfoliant. That's fantastic. But a lot of times they're like, but when I'm traveling, like, or if I'm, going to the gym in the morning, running out the door, like I have kids, whatever it is, they're like, I don't have time to always do all these steps, and nor do you need to do all of them.
Yeah.
So we created our AM and PM serum with the idea of like, all right, we've got our key players like our vitamin C, our peptides, our stem cells. Like, what are the main things we need? That bare minimum, if you use this product in the morning, you can do that in a sunscreen and be out the door. And then same with nighttime. I was like, you need a retinol, you need growth factors, you need stem cell. Like, let's do our bare minimum, put it in one. So we formulated, owned the patent on these 2 products. put them both in black glass bottles so that they weren't pink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, let's call it AM and PM. Like, let's just keep it as simple as possible. So that was our first. And that took us that was 2 years into the business before we started it. And y'all, oh my God, like to formulate, it's so, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. This is not what I went to school for. And so like we ended up shipping, the packaging we found was in Italy. It was these glass bottles from Italy. COVID hits. And then Italians are hysterical to work with. Like they just closed for holiday for like 2 months. And we're like, cool. When are you opening? And they were like, in a month or two, we'll be back from holiday in 2 months. And we're like, what is happening? We ended up spending, I think it cost us like $10,000 to get the packaging sent to the lab in Canada because we had to get it over from Italy. And then at the lab is where they packaged our formula for us. But we had to get the packaging sent to them because they didn't have packaging that we liked because I wanted it in a glass bottle. I wanted it in black so that it wouldn't affect any ingredients. I wanted the shelf life to be long. So that was a really fun learning opportunity. And I just want people to know like what goes into it.
Yeah.
It's like so much more than just like, here's a product.
Yeah.
There's a ton of places that white label product. So you can just get it and put a sticker on it. And that would have been, an easier way to go about it first round. But we just went all in. Like we do everything 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So that was our first.
That's the way I like to do things too.
That's so important though. We had a conversation about this recently and I posted about it on my TikTok, but how you do anything is how you do everything. And even you just talking about that and saying like, we wanted the bottle to be a black glass bottle because you didn't want to, like that just shows how much care and thought. And that just makes me like, know that everything that you're doing is detail oriented. It's you're taking care of your people. So that's really great.
I just want to circle back a little bit.
Yeah, let's circle back.
Thank you. But you do a lot of your like training and like a lot of the stuff you do is in Europe, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Which I really like because I think the regulations are much, for their product, for what you can and cannot put into your like ingredient wise is much more strict. It's it's better.
So there's
overall.
There's two parts. So one, Natalie and I, the business partner and I, we really prefer going to conferences, international conferences. I think we've been doing this for so long. So if we go to ones here in the States, sometimes we're like, well, we've already been doing that in injection technique, or like we're already actually doing more off label than that, like an injection or dilution or something. So we've just like had enough experience with it. And then, so the most recent one we went to was in Monaco. And so they pulled surgeons, physicians, everyone from all over the world. And so getting to sit and watch those panel discussions, you just learn so much more and you get to see like what's coming over from Korea because they get it first, which is great. Like I'm glad the FDA is the way it is, but sometimes we're just like the last of the game. And so it's fun to see like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like they show this amazing product and I'm like, we're going to get this in like 5 years. But I like to know it's coming. And it's also nice because then the other countries can be the guinea pig with it. You know what I mean? Like if you guys remember PDO threads, that was like a whole thing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Whatever happened with those?
Right. So
are they?
So in the US, I think only 2 or 3 really ever got FDA approved, like brands. But when we went to these conferences, they had all these different brands available. And so when you go to the, whatever you call them, like the little showroom after, and you actually go up to these stands, you're like, okay, this isn't in the US and it's probably never going to be in the US. Anyway, so we go to international conferences for that reason. But then tied in with that, we went to another big one and spent a ton of time in Paris. We were there for like a couple weeks and did a cadaver lab and did a whole bunch of stuff. We weren't supposed to be at that one. Natalie somehow finagled us in with a connection she had. We were not supposed to be at that conference because it was just for physicians. It's fine.
No, I love that. We love Natalie for that.
We love Natalie. Natalie's
everyone needs a
Natalie. Everyone needs a Natalie. She's like the one that goes in and can like research, like the joke about you're in the FBI. That's her. She'll like find anything out. I was like, how are we in this conference?
But I need to meet Natalie, I think.
You need to meet Natalie. I really have to hand it to her for that one. But tied in with that, we do hold like really high standards to our ingredients because again, organically happening, I was getting frustrated because I had a wave of women, not to be a downer, but I had a wave of women coming in that were having issues with fertility, like miscarriages, or like just going through like egg freezing. And then I had a wave of women going through breast cancer. Like I hadn't seen them for a minute and they'd come back in and obviously were wearing like a wig or like had really short hair. And it was really obvious they had just gone through cancer treatments. Yeah. And you do that in your 30s. And you become very aware of like everything you're eating and putting on your skin. And so the questions started coming like, okay, let me just take these ingredients and look at them. And I'm like, that's completely fair. Yeah. Also, I want to look at them.
Yeah.
Phthalates.
Like, so, I mean, seriously. So, and you're putting it on your face.
Is all your stuff phthalate free?
So the whole clean line. So AM and PM, I can't tell you for sure meet the EWG standard. So it's an EWG 1 standard or the Clean Credo Beauty standard. You've probably heard of one or the other. But those are 2 credentials that you can go online, put all the ingredients in and actually get a score. So it's like a universal grade.
Okay.
Kind of like how, because you can just say anything's clean. Like you can sit here and be like, it's a clean makeup line. It's a clean skincare
What
line.
does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
So ours, we're aiming to reach the Credo Clean Beauty standard or the EWG 1. And you can go in and put all of our ingredients into the website and like see where they rank. It's tricky because if you put certain ingredients in like lactic acid, it can drop your score down. And lactic acid is a sugar molecule that's an exfoliant. Like there's nothing wrong with it. So it can be a little tricky, which is why AM and PM are trickier because we have retinol in our PM serum.
Got it.
So it's not like bad. I just can't say that those 2 meet the standard.
Yeah. That's not what the retinol, obviously, I adore because it will keep me young
It's
forever.
vitamin A.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. But have you heard about phthalates before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, but you tell me, I am sure without a doubt you have researched them more
Sheyda,
than
take
me.
it away.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine, but it is a horrible, horrible thing, and it's in everything. And anything you can smell or scent, it usually that isn't specifically saying it's phthalate free, it usually has phthalates, and it's an endocrine disruptor, and it's specifically in men. If you're pregnant with a boy and you're using a product that has phthalates, the penis will shrink in utero. Yep, and the space between. Sorry, guys. The asshole and the sack, the balls, it will shrink. It like feminizes them.
Commonly known as the taint.
And they will have issues. They will have Jesus Christ. They will
She's
have.
like, let's get medical with it.
I just love how
Guys,
we
our
went from like
producer,
one
Erin,
extreme to
Dugan,
the other so fast.
Yep, that went downhill really
I'm blushing
quickly.
a little
But
bit.
to your point,
But they'll have testosterone issues. The rest of their like it's not good. Like it's really bad. And like a Glade plug-in, the car scents, like colognes, perfumes, shampoos, any candles. It all has it. And then then you're just rubbing it on yourself, washing it in your. I mean, you're just.
Yeah, and you said it, it's like the skin is the largest organ of
Yeah.
our body.
So, I mean, it's really a big deal.
I was
when
like
you
putting on
choose-
oil, my shiny oil today, and I put on my, face stuff, and then I sprayed perfume, and I'm like, my body, like maybe one of these things in isolation, my body could handle, but can my body handle all of these essential like poisons that I'm putting on it? And like, I don't know. Hopefully.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not a person. I usually don't wear makeup. Obviously, every day you guys see me on the podcast, I'm in a full beat.
Full beat, hottie,
But,
baddie.
Every day of my life, I don't wear anything other than my skincare.
I can attest to that. When you come in the office, you're always like natural.
Yeah, I do not wear anything. So it's like a Friday night and a Saturday night, we're getting a full beat. And then on podcast nights or podcast days, we're getting a full beat. But I can't even go down the road of what's in my makeup because I won't be able to put it on my face.
I know.
And I know it's bad.
I know
it's bad.
I think there's some lines that like Kosas is supposed to be good.
I do use
Ilia.
Kosas a lot.
What about Jessica Alba's Honest?
I would. I mean, I
Probably.
haven't like done research, but I would think.
Or is that just marketing? Honest, it's like one of those tricky
Greenwashing.
things. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
This
kind
is
of-
what's hard. They make it hard.
Yeah,
Totally, because
kind
they
of
know
make it
that's
hard.
that's
They
what
try to
people
play
want.
with you.
Yeah, they make it hard.
Okay, I have a question. So, in the vein of like kind of all of these bad things that they put in everything we put on our body, are there, and obviously we want to be using the best of the best.
Mhm.
Those products can obviously be really expensive. Are there things that people that kind of out there in terms of what you could find at like Target or the drugstore that you think are kind of like as good as they get that aren't going to break the bank in terms of skincare products to like help just the basics
Oh,
like
man.
of what people would have in their kits?
I
Yeah.
want to say something. One of the cool things about her line, her skincare, is she does try to make things super affordable. Like I was using something by Hydrinity, which is kind of a well-known skincare line, and she's like, "Well, we make this too," and it's like way less.
25 bucks.
It's $25. Whereas I
Oh,
think
that's incredible.
the Hydrinity one
Oh my
was
God,
like
wow.
$80 or
Give me
something.
that.
Because it's just the hypochlorous acid. So it's just
Yeah.
hypochlorous spray.
Oh, love that.
So it's what you do to like refresh to kill bacteria
Yeah.
if you're like traveling or flying.
yeah.
And I was like, there's no reason for this. It does not need to be $80, $60,
No.
whatever it was. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's silly. But to answer, but then there's certain actives. So like when I was talking about the black glass bottle,
Mhm.
so vitamin C
Yes.
is super unstable. It's really hard to keep it at
Mhm.
stable 6 to 8. And retinol, same way. Like retinol's deactivated by sunlight.
Mhm.
And there's different forms of retinol. There's different derivatives, different forms. And there's different ways, same with vitamins, that you can encapsulate it. So like we have a 1% time release encapsulated retinol, which sounds like a whole lot of words, but basically it's a retinol that can penetrate deeper into the skin. So it doesn't irritate the surface layer so much, and it's time released. So think about like a drug life or a half-life of a drug. So it's working longer on the skin.
Is that the oil one?
Mm-hmm. And so we put it in a dry oil so you can tolerate it
I have
really
just about
well.
everything this woman sells.
I can't wait to come see you because I want everything.
Well, I'm not going to sell you everything, but I promise we'll like, I start saying with you, I like told you, I was like, I'm going to give you a couple things.
I started
to
out
try.
with like 2 things and now I have everything.
Okay.
I mean, I did seriously think I have everything. I'm trying
Well,
to
I also
what
think you
don't
had
have.
good skin. That's it. You also had good skincare. And so I was like,
Thank
listen,
you.
we'll like plug and play where you run out.
Yeah, as I ran out of things, I was like, okay, now I replace with
Yeah.
this. Now I
And
Well,
I'm
your
also-
skin looks beautiful.
Her skin does look so good. I know.
Guys, what?
Not a pore in sight.
She doesn't even need your rice mask.
We're not all that fortunate, Sheyda.
But to answer, so I feel like it's tough because if I'm being totally transparent, I don't spend a ton of time in like drug department skincare. I probably should spend more. But I do feel like there is some truth here of like, you can absolutely get good actives over the counter. Sure. But it's hard for me to like really validate if it's going to penetrate, if it's going to work as well, if you're going to tolerate it as well. And the thing is they can say list off the ingredients and not give you the percentage, whereas a medical grade skincare line is going to have studies backing it and give you percentages, or they might have a patent protecting some of like the actual, but you have to have before and afters and studies to like prove and show it.
Yeah.
And the reality is typically those prices are not much more than the active ingredients over the counter. Like there's a couple over the counters that are crazy, like La Mer. And I'm like, I think
I always have to tell myself I can't get that because the one thing I want is their under eye thing because you know how self-conscious I am about my under eyes. But I'm like,
wait, why?
But it's like 200 and something bucks for like
it's so expensive.
0.0001 ounces of under eye.
So I can almost speak to that degree more where I'm like, you don't have to get that.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that should cost, there's certain, what am I trying to say? Like products that should cost more. Like if you have a vitamin C that costs $11, it's probably not doing anything for you.
Yeah.
It just because it takes, I know what it costs to make a product. And so I'm like, there's just no way that's profitable. Or like, there's no way there's enough in there or that it's formulated well. And then there's certain things that don't need to be expensive. Like a hypochlorous acid spray does not need to be expensive. A sunscreen does not need to be $150, you know? Like it just doesn't.
Good stuff.
This is really good for me to know.
Yeah.
I've always been very insecure about my skin because I naturally have very big pores, and
You would never know.
that's like a genetic thing, right? Like some people have bigger pores than others. I know there's things you can help with, right?
Totally. There's absolutely so many things you can do for pore size.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll come see you for that. But that's always been my my insecurity. And
We could do like a fun thing. Well, we would have to do it before you left. But I was like, we could do like a Beth segment.
in the next 4 weeks.
I know. I was gonna say, but it would be fun to do like
make
a,
it that long.
Yeah. I was gonna say it would be like a fun like idea. Now I'm just spitballing about what we could do for and also socials to have like a weekly like beauty segment where it's like meetings with Beth.
Yeah. That would
And-
be so
And
fun.
but that would be fun to like me to do the
Mhm.
lasers on my belly and you to do something with your pores. I love
Okay, what about me?
You're
Well,
perfect.
Leave me out.
You're perfect.
Well,
Yeah.
you need to start like washing your face. So she like doesn't do
It's
it.
like, you don't wash your face?
I
I wash my
Yes.
face now. The allegations.
She didn't wash her face in college maybe more than one time. And when she did it was with like dial soap. It was messed up.
I will say I was very, very, very fortunate. I never had any skincare issues growing up, like through high school, anything. When I hit puberty, I would get maybe a pimple every now and then. But I had really good skin. No big deal.
Good genetics,
Yeah.
some call it.
Sorry. But I just like never got a routine down. And then Sheyda was like, Madeline, like this is actually gross. Like you need to be taking care of your skin. So I got like a very simple routine down that I have now. And I've bought like products from our previous spa that I have and I love. But
Good.
I feel like I need to be maybe stepping it up a little bit on my treatments.
I always say, and again, I'm talking out of my ass
You
because
can
I have
dip
no
your toes in the water.
credentials
Thank you.
whatsoever. But I always say the best long-term investment you can make for your skin if you can do nothing else is medical grade skincare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree.
Wow. Guys, it's been confirmed.
Just the wisdom. The wisdom. here.
Yeah.
How has being pregnant changed your relationship with aesthetics?
Ooh, God, these are great
Wait,
questions.
do you have what's your first child? Is it a girl or a boy?
It's a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, her name's
Just curious.
Gray.
Gray.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And I'm having another girl. So
I love that.
Sisters!
years.
I know. And I don't have a sister. And so I'm like,
she doesn't either.
Yeah.
See,
I've always
you
said if
don't
I want to
either.
have
I have a
kids and I have a
foster,
girl,
right?
I have to have another one.
I know.
Because like
I hope
it's,
you
do you have brothers?
I have brothers.
Yeah, it's not the same.
No,
we
it's
missed
just not
we
the
missed
same.
out on something.
Like you have a
something
built-in
big.
bestie.
I know.
It's my biggest blessing of my life.
How far apart are you guys in age?
20 months.
Oh yeah. See, I feel like that 2-year gap is so common.
Yeah.
You're like one of those moms who's like, my child is 77 months.
20 months.
Yeah, just say a year and a half, you freak.
I can always tell people's faces, and so I'm like, she's almost 2.
Yeah.
She's almost. I normally say 2 years, but I don't know, 20 months.
Yeah, 20 months felt right for you in that moment.
I'm in this
Lily,
stage,
love
like
you.
I really visualize the 20 months. you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. What was the question? Oh, how has it changed? How has it changed? I think, gosh, so much has changed. Being like, I am so thankful I became a mom later in life. Like I was not ready at 25, like a decade ago, I could not have done this. I mean, I could, but I think I'm a better mom now. But I think that like, it's just changed so much. I think this is probably off topic, but I think I've loved how much more I care and think about another being more than myself. Like
yes.
I'd never realized how much like the less you focus on yourself and the more you focus on something else, which is so funny because it's what I do every day. It's like I think I love what I do because I love helping other people and like seeing, I love connecting with other people. I love seeing how it like makes someone else more confident, whatever. So I'm like, I don't know why I didn't piece this together sooner, but you really like, it's so empowering and so rewarding to focus on something else. So how I've changed my aesthetics, I don't know. Like I want my girls to know that, like I want them to be proud of me and what I've built, but I also want them to know that like everything isn't about like, I'm really, I guess what's something I want to be careful with raising them is like, it's not all about how they look.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be so confident. Like my husband's 6'6", I'm 5'9", my girls are going to be so tall. And I hated being tall my whole life. And because it's always like, it becomes so much of an identity. Like you walk into a room and the first thing someone says to you is like, you're really tall.
Or do you play volleyball?
Always. Do you play ball? I'm like, no ball. No ball has been played.
Yeah.
No balls.
What I would give for someone to ask that of me one time.
That's what I mean. So it becomes like an identity because when you're short, no one's like, oh, you're really short.
Yeah. You played soccer.
So you clearly didn't play ball. Like, I don't know. Like, so no one says those kind of statements to you. And so I just growing up, I didn't have someone to like empower that. And I want my girls to just be like empowered and so confident. And I want them to know that like all the outside stuff is great. Like I want them to wear it with confidence. Like I want them to, it does bring so much confidence. And it is like a pride thing. Like you take care of yourself. But I guess I hope I figure out a path of like empowering them, but knowing that like mom owns this place that she gives back to women. But I hope that they look at it more of like, it's something that I love doing and I love giving back and like I love relationship. And I hope they see it more that way.
Yeah. Well, I feel like even just the way that you were talking earlier about how you inject and how you look at like helping women in terms of enhancing the beauty that they already have. And we've talked about it in previous episodes where Sheyda's like, if I went into an office and was like, make me look like Pamela Anderson, one, it would never happen. But two, like I would also look crazy.
Yeah.
And I think she's like, we've all kind of come to terms with, we want to look like ourselves. We want to look like the best versions of ourselves. And I think that's a very different outlook than maybe a lot of people or a lot of injectors have when they're looking at their patients. And hearing you kind of say how you are encouraging people to do the same with, I know that everyone's gonna have their insecurities or want to work on things, but I want to make them more of like the best version of themselves and look the best they can while still keeping their natural features is, I mean, incredible, I think, and will definitely be helpful to your daughters because I think the role you have could be very important in how they grow up and feel about themselves.
I'm like, I don't want them to look at mom and be like, I need more Botox.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
exactly. Yeah. I'm sure they won't need it, but because they'll be on medical grade since they're born.
My husband says all the time, I'm like, our girls they'll never age because they won't get a tanning. Like I used to lay out, I used to go to the tanning bed. I'm like, they're going to have
the tanning bed.
I was
oh my
8
God.
years old when my mom handed me a face wash and a sunscreen. And she said, you put this on every day.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Every day. She goes, otherwise, and then she'd point at like wrinkly people, like raisins.
So smart.
There was this really nice old man who lived next door, and he lived in a double wide, and he chain smoked menthols, and he had one of those he was one of those scary looking boys, but he was so nice. But you didn't know if he was 101 or 50, and she'd be like,
does that mean he has
like
good
But she
skincare
had
though?
never been taught like anything about anything, and she was already feeling really self-conscious about her neck. And I was raised on a ranch, right? Like I was getting thrown off of horses. I was outdoors all the time. I was butt naked until I was 8 years old. And she was like, okay, you do this every day. Yeah. She was like, you do this every day or you're going to look like Mr. So-and-so next door. And I was
You
terrified.
never forgot that.
I never forgot that. And I think she had me on Obaju when I was like 15.
That's amazing.
Obaju.
I need to meet your mom.
I don't even know what that
She's
is.
a-
What a
either.
hero.
She is a hero. She is a hero. We love her here. Do you think that, I think you kind of touched on it, but maybe just to ask more specifically, do you think that motherhood has impacted the way you treat business or vice versa?
Yeah, I think that like it's really hard when you own something and love something. Like back to your point, like I'm doing exactly what I was meant to do, but then you also find so much identity in work, and there's like a balance there that you want to keep, you know, because you don't want to put everything into it. And I think you are forced to, you only have so much capacity, right? Like at the end of the day, I walk in the door and I have this like adorable toddler, and obviously like physically I'm slowing down. I'm like out of breath when I talk too much. So I feel like it's like I'm learning to have to like expand my energy and my time, like how much I care about certain things, but kind of in a really healthy way.
Yeah.
Like what matters. And I feel like I'm so much more productive now. Like what the heck did I do with all my time? I don't know. Like, I don't know what I was doing. Maybe just working out. I think I was just way more fit, which is really something I miss. But yeah.
How do you carve out time for yourself?
I mean, I think you just have to be super structured. Like, I mean, I'm still figuring it out. Like, I know once I have this baby, we're going to start a trainer. That's going to be part of my like postpartum plan. She's going to be, y'all watch out. All right, she's coming back. She's going to look so good.
Okay.
That's like, I already know. I'm like, I'm going to
That's
need the,
also
I'm,
such a huge thing too for your kids to grow up watching you
I
be
think so.
active.
Yeah.
It's
So.
such a huge deal. I've learned.
Yeah.
And it's been a part of my life. Like I've always been super active. And so I'm like, it's important to me. I'm going to be a better mom. I'm going to be a better person.
Totally.
Like you said, you want your kids to see that and model that. But I just feel like before I could just do my workout in the morning. If I didn't get up, I'd go after work. Now it's like, I've got to go first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I need the accountability. I know I'm going to need the accountability for someone to get my butt out there. So I'm going to figure it out. But I think
figure it out.
I do think it just helps you. Like you have to prioritize. You have to kind of shift your energy to a handful of things. I don't know. You know, like certain things you just have to let go. You know what I mean? Like certain things I probably spent too much energy on before. Now I'm like, I don't have capacity for that.
I love that. You said that you like not thinking about yourself too much. And I want to be a mom literally for that exact reason.
I was just going to say, I'm
get-
like, I feel like I actually need to have a baby just so I can be like less self-absorbed.
I want to get out of my head
Same.
and focus on something
That's not me.
not myself.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I do think that's like a fun part of being in your 20s is like you're trying to make yourself
Yeah.
the best version of yourself and
Yeah.
XYZ. But I do think that there's this part of me that's like, God, I'm kind of tired of this. Like, I just want to.
Yeah.
Okay,
wanna-
just enjoy
I know.
Yeah.
your season. That you're
I
in.
know. I know.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Like
Yeah.
I always like because I'm in a season. I say this all the time. I'm like I'm in a season where like it's just we're in like the rush hour of family life. You know, like they just need me so much.
Yeah.
And like
And you have to be there. You have to show up no matter
yes,
what.
Like she needs a diaper change. You have to cut everything into a million pieces, or else she's gonna choke. Like it's just everything. Like every time you feed them, you're like, this is such an ordeal.
yeah.
But I'm also like, this will pass, and then I'll have more time to focus up. But I'm like, no, absolutely enjoy, like travel. Take as many trips as you can with your friends. Like I am so thankful for the travel I did because now to make time and all your schedules align is so hard.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things I'm so thankful I had my later 20s for.
I've come up with this theory, and it's not necessarily all correct, but it's like I feel like once you start having kids, once you're married and start having children, there's a solid 10 years of like darkness. Not maybe darkness, but it's
you're
like,
in the trenches a little bit.
You're in the trenches.
Yeah.
You don't see your friends.
Yeah.
There are no trips. There is no nothing. It's just children and parenting and trying to stay in love with your husband and not kill him and leave him in a ditch somewhere.
But y'all, I promise, but there's also like, I'm like the happiest I've ever been.
Really?
Yeah. Cause like like my husband and I used to take like amazing trips all the time and like had all the time, like date nights are like non-existent right now cause I'm like exhausted, but, and I can't drink wine. So I'm like, why are we even here?
What's the point?
Why are we even here? But I'm like, I can't wait to have that again. But I just mean, but like watching, like having your family unit that you're building is so, like it's so fun. And like seeing the person you love, cause it's this year. This is your year, girl.
Yeah.
Seeing him like run into that role, like it's just like,
I can't
the
wait
best.
to like, I think I'm going to be so, I always have this, I always say this. I think men who aren't more in love with their wives when they're pregnant, like gross me out. I'm like, there's something very wrong with you. Like you should get your testosterone levels checked or something. And I think it's going to be the same thing like for me when I see my husband being a dad. Like I remember when the first man I was ever in love with, when his sister had a child, he was so in love with his niece. And like the first time he like held her, I was like, I bawled and was also turned on. I was like, I don't know what's happening. To my
Yeah.
organs.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening to my internal
Yeah.
organs and I have to leave.
That's like right now. I'm like, I could
somewhere.
cry having this conversation, but I also like now I'm like thinking about it in my head. I'm like, well, this sounds really hot as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening
I'm
in
like,
my brain.
I'm both turned on and heartbroken and my healed. I don't know what's happening. I have to call my old therapist and figure that out at some point. But I'm like, there are men who are like, I don't like her pregnant. And I'm like, okay, you're sick.
Yeah.
You're like actually sick.
Yeah. You shouldn't be allowed to procreate.
I remember we were at our old trainer's wedding. And his business partner.
Is it the same one?
Wait, yeah, you worked on Matt.
Yeah,
Matt.
Matt.
I was gonna say because
so we love Matt. We were at Matt's wedding
a long time ago.
Love Matt.
I love that. Yes.
So at the wedding, his wife was pregnant, like very pregnant, and he was like, his eyes would not leave her, his hands would not leave her. Like you could tell he was like obsessed with her. And I'm like, if my husband does not have that reaction, there will be a divorce. It will be the end.
I don't think there'll be anything but
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for wishing
Sheyda's
that
on like
upon
a
me.
third date and she's like, and how do you feel about pregnant women?
She's like, I used AI.
How do you feel
to show you what I'm going to look like.
How do you feel
this
about
hot
a
or
round
is this
belly?
not?
Tell me right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
That's so funny.
I have, well, do you guys have any other questions? Because I have one question
for it.
for
Yeah,
her.
please take it.
When is your next availability?
Yeah.
When can I come see you?
Wait, guys, Beauty with Beth. That's what we're going to call
Beauty
it.
with Beth.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Aw.
Wait, would you actually want to do something like that? We'll talk offline.
Yeah.
We'll talk offline, but
we got to figure something out.
we'd
We gotta
love to
figure
see
something
you.
out.
I know you're about to pop, so
You can't tell though, I swear to God.
she's
No,
so
you're-
tiny.
She's
Can
so
you
tiny.
see her?
It's
Can you
actually
see me?
insane.
No,
She's
you
about to have a
are
baby in
invisible.
4 weeks. 4 weeks. That's me after a large Mexican dinner.
That's so not true. So not true.
That's crazy.
God, guys,
Unreal.
Beth, thank you for being with us.
Beth,
today.
thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thanks, guys, for having me. This
Oh
was
my
really
gosh.
fun.
You are so knowledgeable. You're so thoughtful, and truly, I'm very excited to come see you.
Yeah.
Wait.
Whenever that may be, or one of your colleagues, because I'm sure they're all great.
They're all so
but
good.
thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys.
This is a blast.
I don't want to cry.
Podcast number 3 in the books for you. Yeah.
Lucky number 3.
Everybody clap.
Everybody clap. There we go, everyone.
I'm such a rookie.
Guys, we love you. Come see us next week. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be great.
Perfect.
Go see Beth, Complexion. She's wonderful. Well, you can see her for the next
And
3 to 4 weeks, maybe
Yeah.
2 weeks. We don't really know. And then maybe like 3 months after that, she'll be back.
And
But
we'll grab
anyone
your
that can put
Complexion.
anyone in Complexion, honestly, I have, they're great. They're great. I
We'll
have
put
nothing
their
but positive
handles
things.
in the show notes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, guys.